Hello. Alrighty. So the title is straight to the point: spiritual warfare and conscious parenting. And I'm going to discuss how conscious parenting is helping in this spiritual warfare journey that everyone is experiencing. And if it has not become yet obvious that spiritual warfare is alive and well, in the coming days, it will become more obvious, which is great because it's time for people to acknowledge the truth. I'm Aquarius, and I'm here to bring the truth. That is one of the reasons that I am here and bringing truth in times where it's trying to be hidden is it's something that needs to be done. All right. Okay. So I'm going to discuss conscious parenting. And for me, I'll just simplify it. Conscious parenting is important because it makes us aware of how we are contributing to the future through our generational lines. All right. So if you are continuing a cycle of anger and abuse or sweeping stuff under the rug, and your children grow up and things happen to them and they can't explain, and it's like, well, I thought you should have been aware of that. I thought that we could have avoided this. It just should have been better to just make them aware of it. The truth is not as bad as people like think it is. The truth is very freeing. Um, little things that cause blockages in one's life, it can be a generational curse. Uh, but over time, it can build up into something bigger. Most people are familiar with the big things that small unconscious acts lead to. For example, not making someone aware that money is an energy and you're an energy, and money isn't to be held on too tightly. It's to just, use wisdom with it, respect money, money respects you, it comes to you, things like that. But when you teach a child that we need this money, we got to pay these bills, especially during the time that we're in right now, it encourages an attitude of poverty. And long term, you and your family could be living paycheck to paycheck and thinking this is reality when it's a false illusion. But it seems real to you that it's just like, okay, it is what it is. It's just our daily life. And then this particular child that you took the time to invest in grows up and sees someone else who's living and moving really freely and easily, and they're like, what are they doing? You know, Negative emotions of envy and jealousy. Pettiness is getting to a point where it has to be stopped because it is, the more people become aware of the actions impact themselves and others, it increases anger if they feel they can't stop and break cycles. So, conscious parenting is very important because as parents, we are a part of the present and our children are going to help create the future. And if you are investing in things that will not serve you, that could come back to bite you in the ass one day. Let's say you try to teach your child about babies, but you told them in a way from a fear based belief system. Well, who are you actually helping? Things like that. So, can I see that tea, baby? Can I see that tea? So, it's good to teach children consciously from a place of.
Let's take it attention somehow.
then we're on.
I'm gonna do it right after you.
I know you are. Hold on. So if you're teaching your children about babies from a fear-based belief instead of honoring yourself, your highest self, and your full authenticity as freely as you are and how you truly should be, then it's just going to be more fear spread into this world. And more fear spread into this world is increasing uncertainty. I woke up this morning feeling a sense of not dread more so, but more as if my voice wasn't being heard or acknowledged. And this is the energy of the planet that we're on. A lot of people feel unheard. A lot of people feel like they don't matter. And those who are consciously repeating this because they don't know how to get out, it's just not making it any better for themselves. But those who are subconsciously doing it, you know, honestly, you guys are a lot of work. You make things harder for people, okay? Um, it's time to wake the fuck up. There are people who are consciously aware of what they're doing, and you guys are a piece of work. But the fact, if you're living subconsciously and you're seeing that there's chaos in the relationships around you, you don't really have the relationships you desire and seek, and the genuinity you're seeking, you have no idea how much havoc you are causing. And I'm able to laugh at it now because before I used to take it personal, and I would assume, do not assume, one of the four agreements that people who did things were just as aware of what was going on as I was, and then I came to find out they weren't. And even if they were aware, they weren't exactly aware to the point that I was. And I'm also aware that there are people who know more than I do in the arena of awareness, and I'm so grateful for that. And I love that I'm becoming more aware as we speak. So, for those who are aware of how you are parenting your child and you don't know how to break a cycle, um, there's not going to be any leeway for your actions when all you have to simply do is try something different to change the outcome because you are contributing to the imbalance of the universe, and the universe is going to balance itself out with or without your cooperation. And for those living unconsciously, it's time to wake the fuck up. You will have a jarring moment that will wake you the fuck up. And if you choose to live, in that moment where ignorance is bliss, you're going to suffer greatly by the hands of those who are fully aware of what they're doing. All right. So today, I'm going to tell you about spiritual warfare and conscious parenting. I'm going to share my particular experience with you in this moment because this can help someone out here, okay? If you're a cross watcher, whatever. Welcome. Enjoy. So, I'm going to tell you my particular truth about co parenting with a karmic partner who is manipulating our child to be my secret enemy because I left her father and have a new family. All right. All right. So, where do we start? Self worth. I know my self worth enough to not tolerate having my peace disturbed. I'm the type of individual. I have a Queen of Cups in reverse type attitude where I will cut you off without any warning if it best serves me. And my peace of mind was getting very much
compromise in the beginning stages of my life.
By blood family members and a lot of unhealthy relationships. Um, I am open to saying that I've learned a lot, and I can finally say I forgive myself. I used to feel quite guilty for allowing fuck shit to happen to me and so consistently. And now I realize, okay, it was part of my learning journey, and I eventually got it. It is what it is. Life is a journey. Perfectionism doesn't exist. So I can forgive. I can say I forgive myself, and I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful for how wise I am, because even though ignorance can be bliss, it can also be detrimental to you overall. And we are getting to a point where ignorance is no longer something that we can tolerate. No, is it? All right. So, co parenting can be very peaceful. For those who have the experience that co parenting has to be something toxic and negative, there's so many infinite ways to experience life that if it seems as if the only way to experience co parenting is with negative associations, then it's time for us to question everything that we have believed. There are examples of healthy co parenting relationships, okay? And for example, it could simply be, both parents decide to go their own separate ways. One gets into a relationship, one doesn't. They live their own particular lifestyles, and the child is able to see different ways of living from this perspective and that perspective, and they're able to form their own identity, not based off of, well, mom or dad says, I have these particular desires, and I'm going to project them into the child, also project them into the parent that I'm not with, and I'm going to make it seem as if they, the other party, is in such a toxic place to be in that this child should be against them. Or, however, this is a scenario that has played out in the society that we currently live in. Co parenting can be quite positive, okay? There are ways to do it where you don't have to get the court involved, where you do not have to go through a written agreement based off of, taking the time to get to know yourself and your partner. Even if, a relationship didn't work out, that's okay. Our relationships are meant to work out. I heard, no, I read something very beautiful. And it was, do not date to marry. Just have fun and date, okay? So if it doesn't work out with the partner, well, that's okay. It just wasn't meant to work out. Did you have fun? Did you learn from it? And I was not like this before, but now I'm just at the point where it's just like, okay, it is what it is. You know, I learned something. I learned something about myself. I had fun. And even though I do miss the company of this individual, well, our time is up in this moment. I don't know what will happen. I don't know how it will happen, but I do trust that it is all for the best. So, with these things, this new perspective that one can adopt, and there's infinite perspectives, open up your mind and find the perspective that best fits you. A relationship that doesn't work out, even if it was meant to be something casual and cordial, and if a child is involved, does not have to be dramatic or does not have to be negative or toxic, okay? It can be quite positive. You can be a swinger type personality, get pregnant, and find out with your best friend, and the person you have a child with can be completely, not in the same sexual category as you. And somehow you're able to be like, hey, life is beautiful. I'm learning so much. And you're able to show a child different perspectives. There's no one way to live someone's life. And for us to put people in a box and to judge them based off of, well, this is what society considers normal mom, dad relationship, marriage, or you are not in the same sexual category as I am, you had a sex change, stuff like that, you're not good parent material. That's not fair to this individual, because this closed-minded individual over here is missing the fact that this individual has knowledge that they can share. And what I've noticed about parents who are closed-minded living in this scenario, they will project their oppressive belief systems onto this person who's free. So we're living in a society where being free is viewed as a threat. We looked at as an anarchist, just to parent differently, to parent consciously, living in your truth. So with that in mind, okay, co-parenting can be quite peaceful if you're at peace with yourself. All right. Now, let's say you're not uh, in a peaceful co-parenting relationship. The most important thing is to be peaceful within yourself. That means even if the other person says you abandoned your child, you did this and you did that, and you're not a good parent because the toxic codependency and control is not able to be exercised upon a liberated mind. Yes. You have to be okay with the fact that sometimes people are going to try to shit on you. So much to the point that it's you start to laugh at it, okay? I am aware that people will say you're an absent-minded mom who walked away and left your child and not knowing my story. And I know that I could share it from an expansive communication, that, hey, this is what happened. This is a part I played, and it's a part that I did not have control over. And this is what I've learned from the situation, how I've evolved, so that I can spread awareness to other parents. It doesn't matter if they see what they want to see. So I'm open to that. And I'm learning to not take things personal. Perhaps I'm not taking things personal and I'm not even aware of it. And, it gets to the point where you're okay with the fact that everyone thinks differently. Everyone's reality, even if they say I think normal, everyone's reality is their reality, okay? For example, someone who has come from a place of poverty and an abusive home could have gotten themselves together and got a home in a nice, beautiful suburb neighborhood, a beautiful job that others would find so quite delightful. If they haven't took the time to heal, they're going to be repeating generational cycles out of fear, even if it shows up differently in their children's life than in the family member who's still living in the poverty stricken neighborhood. You know what I mean? They still have their own reality. So their reality is still fear based, but at the same time, they're like, my sense of stability and comfort comes from me being able to provide this particular physical manifestation of what it means to have been set free from this oppression. But if you haven't really healed deep down inside, you're still repeating things that don't really serve you or your family. Even though it can be easy to say, oh, that family member over there, look at them, their child is doing this and that, drinking, smoking. Oh, they're pregnant. They've had 3 kids, 6 kids. And just a generational curse is showing up in different ways for different people. So, different realities for different people. We may be living in the same reality, even if we're part of this, if we haven't healed from a generational curse, but our reality shows up differently based on what we choose to see. What we choose to see. Okay. So, I guess the importance of that is that if you are co-parenting with someone who is not very at peace with themselves, not accepting that life changes all the time and we are not compatible in this moment to be here together. Our time has came and went, and I learned from it, and it is what it is. It can be very tumultuous. And you may say, well, I'll continue to be diplomatic. I'll continue to say this and do that to encourage peace. But let's just be honest. Where that person is at in this moment is not serving you, nor themselves, nor the child. And this is when Self-care is going to be very important, especially as a parent, because your child is watching you set the example. All right, you can say all day, do this and do that, but your actions speak louder than your words. This is where conscious co-parenting is going to be very important. Okay, so co-parenting with someone who is full of strife, anger, pain that is just festering and they're living from a place of pain can be very quite stressful. And this is where me, my conscious parenting style, I've chosen to walk away from what does not serve me. However, I have made it known that, hey, I'm still here in my child's life, but I'm not going to tolerate the stupidity. I'm not, even though I understand it at a psychological level, an emotional level, I'm not going to tolerate the stupidity. Okay. That's even with family. Currently, in my personal situation, my family is active with my daughter, and as well as my daughter's father, and them together, they keep me away from her intentionally. Excuse me, while manipulating her that I have walked out of her life. And at first, I was like, well, let me play by their rules. I'll be nice and tell them what's going on in my life. And because they want to know, just so I can have a few moments of phone time with her. But then I realized I'm walking in, I'm not going to relinquish my personal power because you feel powerless. And your way of projecting your powerlessness is by being passive aggressive, or also or attempting to dominate me in a way that is just what's going on here. I'm aware of what's going on. And if I continue to play by the games and the rules that you have set, I'm going to feel in a loop. So even though things are going on outside of my my world that are just disgusting, I'm just like, okay, this is what it is. I feel my emotions, you know, and I learn from it and I grow and I'm just starting to laugh at this stuff, okay? Um and the current parental agreement that I have with my daughter's father says that I can spend time with her and invest time with her and get to know her. But looking at how my daughter has been brainwashed to think that I am um, a not so friendly person, or I don't want to use friendly, a not a a negative individual to be around. So you know, fight fire with fire type thing. It is best that for me to set an example so that she can one day free herself is by showing her unconditional self love and owning your peace, even at the expense of others talking shit about you on a massive level. Okay. One of the tarot card readers that I support and have invested in, she's so peaceful that when she shared her story about how her father has or could still possibly be spreading rumors about her, that she is a active meth user. It's like you could tell it hurt her deeply, and yet she's learned to heal from it and grow stronger. So in this spiritual warfare, just know that if you are investing in what serves you and your higher self and following the path of destiny, you will get pushback from those who are really not feeling that great about themselves. And it's easy to take it out on you instead of them going within for them, for some. So, no, that's normal. That's completely normal. It is what it is. It's just meant to make you stronger. No problem. Alrighty. So, we discussed that you can have a positive co-parenting experience. And if you don't have one with someone, then just accept the truth of it, okay? It is what it is. Alrighty. Let's discuss karmic partners. All karmic partners are not um one side of the scale completely like belligerent. And some karmic partners, I haven't really I've experienced very few karmic partners where it hasn't been completely belligerent or covert narcissism. However, there are those who have, and if you have those experiences where it's not so much the far inside of the spectrum that I've experienced, because others may have experienced a completely different experience, then I'm happy for you, okay? But every karmic relationship is different, okay? Um, so we're supposed to learn from our karmics. Karmic is not meant to be around forever. It simply is what it is, you know. And if your karmic chooses to stay attached to you energetically, cut those cords, okay? If you are realizing that you're attached to um, through energetically to a karmic and it's not serving you, cut those cords so you can start healing, okay? Karmic relationships are temporary. All right. Um, and even let's not even put an emphasis on titles and relationships, okay? Let's stop, like putting like gender roles. Let's just be fluid like the ocean, okay? Just ride the wave of life, okay? Let's stop putting restrictions on ourselves, on things that do not need restrictions. This is a power move by those that are really trying to maintain power, and it's been so uh um practiced heavily in society for years to keep people under control. But at the time that we're in now, these power structures are breaking down. So roles and labels did not fucking matter. I mean, I could say I am labelless, but then it's a label. I just am what I am, and I change with the wind, and I change with the sea, and yet somehow I'm still just as balanced as Mother Earth, okay? Um, so, you know, labeling yourself and restricting yourself is only going to hurt you. All right. So when it comes to these karmic relationships, I'm insisting on you learning about cord cutting. All right. Taking that time to heal, listening to your intuition before it makes sense. It is what it is. It let's call it what it is. When it's time to move, move. When you stay still, you're gonna feel stagnant. So if you're experiencing a karmic experience, a relationship in life, and it's like stuff is changing drastically, I do not keep up with this. Maybe you're not supposed to keep up with the rat race, and you're supposed to just even if you're scared shitless, just go with the flow. I mean, life happens here, and we don't know what to expect, what way to turn, and somehow we be flowing, and things are just going. So if it's time to go, if it's time to let it go, then let it flow. All right. So how do I feel about my child being manipulated to become my secret enemy? Disgusted, but there's really nothing that I can truly do about it. In the beginning, when I in the first trimester, me and my husband were in and out of court several times and going above and beyond to see my daughter. And after the new uh, parental agreement was set up, we went above and beyond to abide by it. However, I was still denied just to be around my daughter. And when I did see my daughter, she was brainwashed to the point that she saw me as, who are you? You're disgusting. I don't. So That's okay. At this point, like it's not okay what has happened, but for me, I'm okay not no not being in control because at this point, I a long time ago I released the burden that wasn't mine to carry. Um I released a whole lot of burdens I used to carry for my daughter's father because I wanted to fix things for him. And one of the burdens that I, had to release is that, what is happening is no fault of my own. I'm not the one convincing a child to hate her mother because I have my own things going on deep inside. I'm conscious enough to recognize that my pain is not my child's pain. Okay? It's time for a child to make their own mistakes and have their own new beginnings. No parent should be repeating old mistakes over and over and trying to see, well, this is how the world is. Let your child discover how the world is for themselves. All right. It's very disgusting to be manipulating a child to the extent that some people are manipulating their children. This is a reality that a lot of people won't talk about. Some people are doing it subconsciously and some are doing it consciously. And just know that what you put out, you will get back. So even if you don't see the fruits of your labor anytime soon, 5 years could pass by, 10 years could pass by, what you put into your child could show up in the way your grandchildren treat you. Things like that, okay? So I still love my daughter, but I also know that I have to set a healthy example so that if she chooses to break that cycle one day, she can say, "Hey, I don't have to walk around all angry and holding on to this anger for years and years and years and years and years. It's time to let it go." I did not want my daughter to start healing close to the age of 30 as I did. But you know what? I don't know what her future holds. And whatever her future holds, it will be beautiful. I do pray. Okay. So also as conscious parents, you have to accept that one day you're going to kick your child out of the nest and they're going to learn things on their own. So when you kick them out of the nest, what tools did you give them so that if they do hit the forest floor, that even if they're scared of what's there, how will they continue to just, I got to do this. I know I can fly, you know? So, and also as a mama bird, it's like, let's get to the point. When you kick your children out of the nest, you do not, as a conscious parent, it's not good to try to control them, dear God. Like they're out of the nest, for Christ's sakes. And I see a lot of unhealthy, toxic codependency relationships. And the average person is so unaware of it that it's gotten to the point that it's just like, okay. And I used to find it like, it's still a bit annoying that if you're a conscious parent and there's an unconscious parent around, they look at you like you are some kind of fucking alien. And when you start to see this, I'm starting to learn to laugh at it. So it is what it is, okay? Um, just know that people will follow their own path. My family definitely manipulated the shit out of me. Yes, they did, and I am free now, okay? So all that you did not work, you know? And I've become stronger and wiser because of it, so I can give people the tea on signs, um, manipulation, a family member or a caregiver manipulating a child. All right. I will definitely probably do a video on that one day or maybe not. I don't know. Just, thank you for that experience.
I'm
And,
laughing. Yeah, I'm laughing at you.
huh?
I'm laughing at you.
You can manipulate a child for 30 years and Like boom, bam, 10 years later, that child wakes up and starts to see something is not right here. People can wake up at whatever age they choose to wake up to. It's all a choice. So thank you for showing what manipulation was from a baby. Thank you for teaching me psychology at age 7. I was really heavy into the psychology books as a child, and I learned psychology by reading scholastic books, if you remember those book fairs. But you know what? I have to thank my family for helping me get into the realm of psychology and spirituality. You guys have helped me out a great amount, and I am able to make others aware of manipulation from caregivers if you are a child. And I look forward to starting an agency that educates children on signs of manipulation, how to heal from it, and get to your true source and stay true to who you are, despite what is going on around you, because it is possible. A long way to go. However, I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Okay. So let's say someone wants to make themselves your enemy. Point blank, they're their own enemies. We're all our own worst enemies. And when we are aware of this to the extent that the choices we make not only impact others, it impacts ourselves much more deeply. Someone who is really deeply wounded and not ready to yet heal is going to cause a lot of pain into someone else, subconsciously or consciously. And if you are one of those people doing it consciously, well, hey, I mean, it is what it is. If you're someone doing it subconsciously, you know, hopefully you'll learn. So that's all we're going to talk about that. Your worst enemy is yourself. Did you fart? Did you fart?
Yeah.
You fucking stink. Can you fucking spray? Please, this is really disgusting.
What would you like me to spray?
Spray the spray that I use. The in the bathroom. I feel so goddamn disgusted.
No, anything that you find,
Well, you can you can express that. You can express that it stinks when I fart, and I'm totally okay with that. You can totally express that. Dear God, man. God damn. Gonna take a pause, okay?
You'll be alright.
I don't know how I feel about you. Just I don't know how I feel about you.
I don't know how I feel about you. You be killing everybody and killing the animals and shit. Nobody say shit when you be quiet.
Here.
Smelling like listen. Look, don't.
All right, we back.
Huh?
We back. Okay, so let's also discuss when you are leaving the partner that you had a child with. That's a pretty big move to make. People think big moves are I got $1 million, I did this, I did that. Big moves include relationship action actions and motivations. And when you are willing to leave someone, it says a lot about you and the individual. It says that you've grown or you're seeking something else, you know? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to explore, okay? So if you, as we discussed earlier, relationships are beautiful, but when they end, they can be quite painful, depending on the context of the whole relationship. You know what I mean? So if you are to leave the father or mother of the child that you once parented together, or if you didn't parent, or if your parent are supposedly parenting together, then it's what are you learning from it? How are you growing from it? What are you taking from it? All right. So I guess from my experience, I learned that I needed to love myself because I was so giving to the point that I made myself sick. And I was not getting the same back in return. I was giving so much of myself that I lost a lot of materialism to understand the importance of what really matters to me. And I'm still on that journey. So, whatever your journey is, let it be. But if a relationship ends with someone that you have a child with, well, okay, do not put that child in the middle of it. Do not treat that child like a monkey in the middle. Just let it be and grow and evolve, man. All right. Now, let's discuss if you, oh gosh, I gotta pee. You get a new family. You're blessed with a new family that is, on your level, whether you are growing or not growing. There is nothing wrong with having a new family. There is nothing wrong with being a bridge of peace for both these families to connect. However, remember what we said earlier. If you have someone you're in a relationship with, not and that doesn't mean romantic, just someone we're relation we or sister and brother that is not contributing to that peace and they're projecting onto you, you just can't start new. You should feel guilty about yourself. That's obviously a reflection that they're afraid to start new. And the fear of the unknown scares them so much they want to stay safe. And if you're taking a big gander, embracing the journey of a new family, whether it's from a place of love or from a place of maliciousness, whatever it is, 4141, I just saw that, then that's where you're at in life. It's your life to live. No harm done. You're good, and if there's harm done, then you're going to learn from it. If you keep repeating the lesson, you will. But having a new family is no reason to feel bad. Okay? A new beginning. No one should be sitting around miserable, hoping to God that, okay, I hope it works itself out. This person knows me so well, even if they know the toxic sides of me. I'm trying to evolve. I want them to evolve with me. Something should work out. Whatever. If it works out, it does. If it does, it doesn't. This is time to accept the truth. We are not our emotions. We are not our thoughts. You're going to feel that pain and go through it. I feel it myself. And you know what? I have to be honest with you. 4242. I learn and grow from it. And I hope that you do too, in your own unique way. Okay? All right. So if you decide to start a new family and it's from a place of love, I'm happy for you. And if you know that you're doing what you need to do for yourself and your family, and you're trying to keep that bridge of peace open, come to terms if you have to accept if the other person isn't trying. That is okay. And if both of you guys are enjoying your new families together and being bridges of peace together, then this is amazing. We'd love to have a home where the child has both parents, original parents, but there's something wrong with the idea of family expanding and being redefined, okay? All right. So, in this moment of spiritual warfare and co parenting, know your self worth, okay? I do not tolerate being mistreated by anybody, even my child. I'm not going out mistreating people. So I'm not going to go accept being mistreated just because I know that they're in pain, deep rooted pain. Even if I understand they're being manipulated to an extent where it's just like, okay, nothing, I say in this moment will help. Or in this moment, me accepting this and just being like, you have a right to say that, honey. And before I would have caved in and said, I haven't seen you in such a long time, honey. And you have every right to feel how you feel. Okay. However, being that I'm aware of what's going on, manipulation, lying at such a deep, treacherous level, Knowing that I'm sensitive and I'm going to get mistreated, it's a no-no. Um, I will continue to speak the truth with everyone, especially myself. I have to hold myself accountable. And not like on a place of, oh, we're going to be hard on ourselves. It's just more so I'm holding myself accountable, so I'm holding you accountable. All right. I will cut you off if you do not stay in your place in your own lane. There's no race, there's no competition. Just in my world, I respect myself and I respect others. So I expect the same. And if you're not going to give that to me, you're not going to be able to be in my beautiful aura. Okay? You get that? But I still will be graceful and call you out in your bullshit. Okay? So this is me knowing my self-worth. Spiritual warfare and conscious parenting, you have to know your self-worth because your children are watching you. Um so awareness, I'm aware that her father, my daughter's father, is brainwashing her to treat me terribly while he denies me access to her because I cut cords with him, because I just ended the connection with him. You know, he didn't just let it be where we have a child together. Yes, it's okay to still love someone and to admire them and want to be around them and want to see what they're doing. But to do it to the detriment of your own progress and also to interfere into a child reaching their destiny, that's just not tolerable with me, okay? All right. Um, that's why I said cut cords. Yeah, cutting cords is very beneficial. Hmm. All right. I'm also aware of him attempting to get me back involved in the legal system because he can't physically find me. Um, Before my daughter was custodized to him, it, I had her, and there was no peace for me. I was dealing with covert narcissistic family members, people who I thought were friends, and also him having me in and out of court. And it was like, how can I have peace? And I thought I'll try to keep them all in my life, but I just have to have peace. And the more I try to have peace, they try to disturb it. So eventually I just said, cut, you gotta go. Okay? And this helps me because it helps me keep a peace of mind. And so now I am aware that in order to break my peace, and because you don't like that I have a smile on my face, but I will always be at peace because I am calm in the eye of the storm. And your weapons formed against me never prosper. They always come back to you, don't they? Anywho, I will say, please stop wasting your energy and start healing. And if you choose not to, that's okay. Either way, I'm going to live the life of fulfillment that I was always meant to live. And I do hope and pray that my daughter does too. And I finally made peace with the fact that we're going to get into some real shit, okay? You know, it's time to open up. Spiritual warfare is here in your fucking goddamn face. Let's just talk about it. When I was with my daughter's father, I was far from fertile. My sacral chakra was blocked by a whole bunch of things that I was numbing so I wouldn't feel. And I remember the day before I found out on a pee stick that I was pregnant, my intuition, my guides and intuition told me, you're pregnant. Okay. And so I had, you could call me Miss Sugar Mama, not from Proud Family, but I had a Sugar Mama mentality where I felt I had to foot the bills to keep a man around. Okay. And so I was once again treating my daughter's father out to eat at a very nice place. And I was limiting how much I, spent on myself so he could have the finer things in life because he had really been used to it. Excuse me. And my husband made me aware because I wasn't aware that I was a witch at the time. That this nigga put a spell to make me pregnant. Now, if you are afraid of witchcraft, that's you. Educate yourself. I'm not gonna try to explain witchcraft. It's all the individual doing it. Okay. I didn't realize how deep into the occult he was, and there's nothing wrong with being into the occult. It's all about your intentions. So I got pregnant due to a spell. So my first daughter had not been planned to be in this life. When she came, of course, I was devoted to her, and I was not willing to leave that abusive relationship. I was not willing to cut cords because I felt that my daughter needed to have a different circumstance than I had, and I didn't want to be um, considered a black baby mama because I was concerned so much about what people thought. But then the more I became aware and I started seeing things, I started seeing the status quo isn't quite what it seems. It's very conflicting. I also started noticing the more I took really great care of my daughter, the abuse increased because I wasn't giving him attention. So when I left my daughter on May 31st, 2019, after being strangled, I say the spiritual warfare picked up. Her father did so much evil magic on me, I had no idea whether I was coming or going. Um, I had so much energy of his stored in my energetic body that I was basically being him, but I wasn't aware of it. Even though I was healing and I was able to fight off some of the evil magic, I had so much of his energy, the unstableness, that when he brought me in and out of court several times with his family members, um, I did not know who I was. At the same time, I knew I was a fighter and I had to keep going because they were trying to take my child from me. Not only was his family doing it, my family was too. Now, I don't believe they were using evil magic. They just saw that me and my daughter had such a healthy, happy relationship, despite all the shit I was going through. I wasn't really zen at the time. However, to them, I was zen, despite having left a psychologically and physically abusive relationship. They couldn't understand how I was able to keep a smile on my face and able to get things out the blue. So they wanted a piece of that. And my daughter Leah just was, just it. She's beautiful. At the time I was with her, she just had, she still is this charming individual, of course, but she showed them the promise that they could have something that they'd always wanted, close family ties, even though on the outside they appear to want materialistic things. So that's one of the family generational curses that I broke and walked away from, and that was a bit of a hard one. So during this time, boy, I had so many tower moments back to back, and I had thought this would be my reality. Even though I would do tarot card readings, and the tarot card readings would say, "Oh yeah, you're about to break free," and I was thinking, okay, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. Nope. You'll break free when you choose to break free. And then I started realizing I was taking on a whole lot of responsibilities that weren't mine. Um, I felt like the Ten of Wands. God damn, that was a hot mess. I remember I got a card reading that said, "You're taking on stuff you don't have to." And I wanted to change overnight, so I said, okay, I'm going to stop doing it. But I didn't realize the mentality I had was causing me to feel like I had to save people. So if someone was having a bad day, I was like, well, how can I fix it for you? And I did it in ways that I wasn't even aware of. So the awareness that I have now is that it is not my burden to bear that someone feels the best way to trap me is to have me in and out of court again. you know. At this point, I am grateful for being aware of it. It's just, when you get to that point where you're just like, these niggas ain't gonna stop, you just be like, okay, you ain't gonna stop. It's all good. I'm gonna keep doing what I need to do. I communicated that the next time I talk to him, it would be when I found a trustworthy, spiritual lawyer. I have not located that lawyer yet. So at this point, there's been no communication because my peace is very important. Spiritual warfare and conscious parenting keep your peace of mind. Your children are watching you. And if you do not maintain a peace of mind, they're not going to know the basis of how to have a peace of mind, especially when you are going through heavy warfare. And 2021 is not going to lighten up, it's just going to get heavier, okay? All right. Also, um, I'm gonna take me a bath and I have a couple more points to make. And then I'm gonna go do a cool reading, 3 power reading. I decided to just surprise y'all what the topic is. Because I mean, if you lasted this long and you got some information, great. If you chose this, just didn't make it through, that's okay. I used to be about like, hey, let me put this in here to get you to interested. No, if you're here, you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be here. It's an honor to have you. Thank you for sharing this open space with me. I'm in my energy. You're in your energy, and at the same time, we're still vibing. All right. And I'm gonna put this black onyx here to transmute the negative energy and the complete positivity, and it's all gonna work out the way it's supposed to. So I am channeling any negative energy that is on this page to be converted into positivity. The positivity that me and my family are so desiring. And I hope that you do the same. So if you got, you know, your vibes is good and you need some negative energy transmuted, you know, tap into wherever you need to and ask to get help transmuting the negative energy. But this is our stone. Mm-mm. This is our stone, not your energy. And that means maybe I'm showing this to you so you can go out and get you a black onyx to transmute the negative energy that you are experiencing. All right. I'll be back. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child. Things will get brighter. Ah, okay. Ooh, guess who's gonna pig in, honey? And it's still a cookie. Still a couple cookies. All right, y'all. That felt good. Got me some cookies and chips. Mm. Mhm. All right. I'm gonna keep this here. Because it's gonna be transmuting negative energy the whole time, you know. I can't control negative energy from others. I don't control negative energy within myself. Um, and so let's do what we do. All right. So also recognize the generational curse of sibling abuse. It's more so heavier on my husband's side, but it's in my family too, just not in the same exact way. And my role in this as a conscious mom is to recognize the signs, okay? Now I could be naive and say, well, that won't happen, but I'm already aware, okay, of some things. So then I say to myself, okay, we can continue to act like, oh, I don't think we're home, Toto. I don't know where we're at. We're not home. We ain't home, honey. And we in the Emerald City, and everything that glitters ain't gold. All right. And I'm not going to live looking over my shoulder, trying to make sure our newborn baby is safe, because the manipulation that my daughter's father is subjecting my daughter to, our daughter to, is it's increasing abusive tendencies, which, if you are a survivor of abuse, you will see that abuse starts subtle and it's there. Okay, that's, if you have abusive tendencies, all right, admit it. There's nothing wrong with it. you know if you come from a family that whooped your ass for eating the last chip or whatever, abuse is abuse. Okay, it could be mental, um emotionally, physically, stuff like that. Whatever it is abuse. All right. And when you're able to recognize the signs at an early stage, don't act like you didn't see them just because somebody else don't want to acknowledge. Okay. You call that shit out. If that person gets offended, well, they just get offended. Okay. That's because they're not ready to face their own demons. All right. Mm. So, my role in breaking the generational curse of sibling abuse as a conscious mom is realizing that I'm not going to feel guilty because of decisions I make. Now, someone would say, well, you got a new family, you changed up. Well, I had to change. My family's my family, you know what I mean? And if one individual is trying to make my life hell because they're having hell and experiencing nasty karma, and I'm experiencing dharma, I'm not going to disrupt my peace. I've stated my boundaries. And if it looks as if, well, you can't do it your way that way, then I understand how you feel. However, for us to have peace in this connection, this is what's best. Okay? And no, I don't know everything, but what's happening isn't working. So, these are my boundaries. You should have your own boundaries. And if we cannot meet somewhere halfway so that this child can have a good example of healthy relationships, no matter what the context of it is, well, I'm not going to sacrifice my peace just because you don't have it. Notice I did not say we're going to set healthy boundaries for the sake of this child. No, we're going to set healthy boundaries because we love ourselves. We know our self worth. And we want our child to know self worth. And you have two people who know their self worth, no matter what if the dynamic of the relationship is together against each other. Well. That's, a child will have a healthy home, whether or not the parents are together. All right. Um. So now the time is to recognize the signs. Okay. I know before I experienced all this stuff, I didn't realize my family was plotting to take from me something that they can't take from me. I also didn't realize that how William was doing it because I really wanted to see the benefit of the good for everyone. And but at the end of the day, I'm accepting that it is what it is. I can't change them. I don't want to. All right. Mm-mm. I love my cat too much. It's y'all bird. Okay. It's my own bird. Okay. I'm used to it. It ain't fun. Okay. So we got 3 cards, 3 piles. All right. All right. So I'm gonna put in card reading. Oh my bad. Mm-hmm. Pick a pile. Yes, yes, yes. Starts at. Let's see, y'all. Let's see. 107
Up on that
15. And we gonna set it.
broke ass home. See,
Okay.
So,
I can continue the new one.
I'm not going to show you. But we got we're using karma cards. All right. And the pile A is a house. Okay. Pile B is a house as well. And pile C is a house. All right. Choose with your intuition. And I did not put the topic in because I like to leave surprises. This topic is for conscious parenting. What message do you need to hear right now? Okay. That's something you're interested in. Welcome. If it's something that you're just like, nah, I'm good, then thank you for sitting here all this time. So, but we're gonna start with pile A. And I'm going to put the time. Okay. All right. So pile A starts at 108:55. What we're reading pile A, and we are influenced by the 11th house. I am still learning the houses, um, slowly and surely. Let me see what keywords stand off, and then I'll open the book up. I felt inspired to get the book. If I can, it's somewhere over here. Hey, where's my book? I see it. I see it. It's right behind me, y'all. So I heard friends. I'm hearing community.
Okay, that's perfect. That's pretty.
I opened the book up. I mean, I saw the others words, but now we're gonna pick what words. So the energy influencing. 11th house. All right, let's see. Something that stands out. Hmm. 11th house is concerned with authority of concepts and ideas that are proposed by you and the people with whom you share a common bond that is not romantic in nature. Your friends, okay. Associations, also common goals, stood out to me. I'm hearing sexuality, creativity, abstractness, creative genius. So I'm seeing relationships are very important too. At the same time, oh, that could I'm still trying to find a sense of in your own little world. Okay. So conscious parenting. I'm going to draw a couple of cards. Wheel of Fortune popped out. Hangman. Excuse me. And Five of Pentacles in reverse. All right. Now is the time to stop pondering what can be. That's what I'm picking up. So conscious parenting. We also combine this with the 11th house. Perhaps the creative downloads you're receiving, you want to apply them in your waking relationships. But that might mean standing out in a way that you're not used to standing out. That's understandable. And how does this play into conscious parenting? The example you're setting right now is starting one's own path. I'm going to a website that I love the way they explain things called astrology.com. I go here for more card clarification. So, thank you for being here. We're going to check some stuff out, see if there's any additional messages that come. So, your conscious parenting, you're asked to boldly step into what it is you're supposed to step into. It's your destiny. Perhaps what you're thinking the work could happen is not as bad as it seems. Serves you in this moment and not others. As a group conscious at a group level, Be very beneficial for you. Even if steering your ship away from others creates a bit of conflict, it's time for you to think for yourself. This will show your children that strength is not only physically, but it'll show them always easy. All right. Okay. So that was the Wheel of Fortune. And if it doesn't want to load, I'll take it as whatever. It'll get there when it get there. If I'm not meant to do it, I'm not meant to do it in this moment. Page unresponsive. All right. Don't sacrifice your destiny for the fate of others. That's what I'm hearing. It's going to be very big and impactful. When it comes to teaching your children. It's not what we say, it's what we do. Change is knocking on your door. Going after your destiny won't be easy, but hey, it's better than feeling stuck. I mean, imagine you not reaching your destiny, but seeing your child do it. You know, that can create resentment, anger, and jealousy towards your child. Imagine how the relationship with the imagine how the dynamic of family has become so toxic that one thinks it's normal for a brother to stab them in the back and say it's just family things. Nope. Family is not blood. Family is it's on felt at a soul level. So reversed Five of Pentacles. A hardship may finally be over, or your physical health may improve. Something good is coming your way. This card is also an indication that you need to cut ties with any toxic people in your life so you can move on to a better future. If this card message reached out to you today, the example you will be setting for your children while walking away from toxic friendships is going to be very beneficial for your bloodline. That's all I'm being asked to say. Supported by the 11th house. You can do this. All right. Ugh. So that's done.
Yeah.
Something. I was about to eat the stone. Y'all. Paul B, got to get into your stuff.
No.
Mm-hmm. Honey, guess what?
What?
I almost ate the stone, honey. Anyway, I have no idea what that has to do with y'all today. But for your card, Pal B, we have.
You almost ate the stone.
Yes, honey.
I heard somebody should watch their kids. They're eating things that they're not supposed to eat. Somebody has an infant, and somebody's infant is sticking their toys and things in their mouth.
Okay. That's not funny, but I like how that lined up. We have thank you for that message. Okay. My husband said it to you. Watch what your infant is eating. Conscious parenting. Um to find out why they're doing it, ask them, one could say, well, it's just what toddlers and children do. Is it?
And it can refer from your kids to your animals because the animals are like children.
Conscious parenting. Yes, you're right. Okay, okay. Well, we have the sixth house. The word, the what I'm getting is service, serving, and service. So these are coming through. Let's see how all these messages tie in. And so let's see what, if anything, from sixth house stands out that you guys need to know. Thank you for sharing that message, honey.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would have been hollering if I bit that stone. I'm hearing hidden life. The sixth house is associated with your hidden life and relationships with others and things that can work for or against your relationship with others. I'm hearing become self aware. Service, service. How do you feel about working for others? And also, how do you feel about others working for you? I'm getting it. There's not a lot of teamwork in this connection, that parental connection, and with your hidden life. Hold on. Hmm. I'm hearing there's a lot of burdens put on you. Healing is needed. To find a balance. So, what's really coming through at this point, I'm starting to pick up um there's distance being created in the family unit due to not feeling you can be your authentic self. Some people feel under heavy pressure. I'm hearing unequal workload. Mm. And I'm hearing regret as to starting this venture into whatever venture you've been doing, feeling that it would have helped. Just feels like it's just more responsibility. We got the Queen of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Chariot. I'll read these intuitively, and then I will look these up to see how all this is going, participating. And with the Overload of responsibility, balance is needed. Maybe that's particularly why you're not able to see the things your child's putting in your mouth, and it's time to let some stuff go. Because honestly, if you add to your plate overly vigilant and being a helicopter parent, and I heard mom, is going to cause you more stress, which will lower your immune system. Okay. And even if you don't feel it right away, when you feel it, you will feel it. So I heard it's okay to make someone mad by saying I'm not doing a particular thing. It's just I have it in me. Um, Someone's temporary emotions should not be and your temporary emotions should not be the final decision making. And if someone makes a temporary emotion long term, well, that has nothing to do with you. I believe this group is overburdened, overworked, and as much as you love your children, you're not enjoying motherhood, and motherhood is supposed to be beautiful. We have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is known for being loving, tender-hearted, and like getting spiritual. A lot of you guys don't trust your intuition, and I'm hearing you becoming hard-shelled due to having so much on your plate. I want to say let your heart lead the way, but I'm feeling people are being taken. You're being taken advantage of in an aspect. And I know what that feels like to be taken.
Called to rest,
To who?
to sleep,
Huh?
to go to sleep.
You want to do what?
I feel I'm being called to go to sleep. Can you
Okay, okay.
cry?
I'll probably be joining you right after. You know why? Cause Derek can't read to me sleepy. Um.
By humans, by humans.
Okay, so I'm reading from astrology.com. All right, clarification. Have you received an intuitive message? Have you been moved by another's pain? Aware of the emotional climate? Do you trust your own heart? The Queen of Cups encourages you to tap into the feminine and know that the women in your life have your back. She also wants you to treat yourself with kindness, compassion, and love. So if it's time to say no to someone who is putting immense pressure on you to do something that you feel something else, okay, but you do it so much better than me. I mean, you're already really good at it. I don't know how to do that. It's time to put an end to that. And being that you're so tenderhearted, it's gonna hurt. But however, this will show children that they to not let emotions, temporary emotions, rule them to where they become doormats. Okay, so conscious parenting, like if just making that simple decision to say no, even though the worst thing you feel like, excuse me, the fact that you're thinking about it, making that decision to change something is great. The next thing to do is to follow through. The Page of Swords coming up. There's an opportunity for growth, albeit disguised as a dilemma or problem. Perhaps a situation that involves mental activities of different kinds. The Page of Swords is just a messenger that brings challenges that you may not relish. By drawing the Page of Swords cards, you are asked to accept the difficult circumstances and situations thrown at you. These need to be taken as trials and tribulations put in your way to test your mettle. Accepting and prevailing over these challenges will make you stronger and more resilient. and more resilient. Your interactions could involve truthfulness, ethical behavior, or matters of the mind. Remember, in the face of challenges, you need to use the tools of swords, suit, honesty, reasoning, integrity, and fortitude. Even if the other person isn't going to do it, you do it. Do not become the person that you are starting to. Do not become the person you don't want your children to be. Okay, while being with a unconscious individual, despite what they say. All right, and let's check out. This explains service, servant, overworking. We have the chariot. If you stick to your guns, I'm hearing eventually hard won success based off the chariot. Do not expect an overnight miracle. Do not expect um everything to be easy, except that you're going through a trial and a challenging time right now. Let's read what the upright chariot card means. When the chariot card is upright in tarot reading, it stands for perseverance, a journey, a rush decision, adversity, and vengeance. The chariot card, meaning in a tarot reading, is the uniting of opposites. It implies a new motivation to get a stagnant situation moving. It symbolizes that victory is coming and that you're 100% in control of making it happen. You've got this, but you got to do your part. Don't expect to sit back and just fall into your lap. So, if the only simple thing you're being asked to do is to like say no, work your way up to it, to setting firmer boundaries, then I say you do it. Stop expecting stuff to be easy. You have to hold yourself accountable. All right, okay. It's time to do what is best for you because your child's watching you.
Mm,
Yeah.
I was gonna say somebody needs to hear specifically. Somebody's getting bullied in front of their child.
Somebody's getting bullied in front of their child. Oh, wow. All right.
And it's not a harsh energy thing. It's more of a you just need to stand up for yourself. And that's all. Just stand up for yourself. And you can regain control of every situation. You have the power. The individual that is bullying you has no power whatsoever. He sees your power, so he knocks you for it. Or she knocks you for it.
Mm.
You're the one in control the whole time.
I hope that helped you in this moment. Message of confirmation that you're not crazy. Um you're not doing something wrong. You uh you're going through it, and
Yeah.
it's
And it's psychological manipulation.
oh yeah. Oh, okay. So we're dealing with a narcissist here. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of those things running around.
Yeah, that's too much going on. Um So your biggest fear is that when you start to change things up even a little bit, that it's going to get worse, or the crazy making cycle is going to get terribly worse. But you know, it's happening, and eventually it will get worse. Not because you said no, but because they got triggered by someone outside the home who they felt was more dominant than them, and then they're gonna start bringing the shit home to you. So either way, it's gonna get worse.
And not all of you are going through this specifically, but somebody in particular who spirit wants to tell you that you have control of the situation. Stop letting you know what's happening. You know it's manipulation, and your intuition has been telling you that you know what to do about it, and you know how to leave to take your child and leave. And spirit is telling you to do so. You may have been seeing 111, 444, 222, 333, 555, 1111, 1212, 33, 33, 34, 34. A lot of synchronicities.
Mm, okay.
But like I said, that's not particularly everybody that is in this reading.
Self care is the best way to show your child how to care for themselves. As hard as it is, I know you want to protect your child, but to protect your child, you have to start protecting yourself. Anything else, my love? Before I go to Pal C, because that's insightful.
Kyle B, you are protected. You have to make the right move and decision. That's all. Either way, you come out on the other side. There's hope on the other side. The grass is greener for you on the other side.
Mm, mm. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being vulnerable with us. Thank you for being aware of the triggers and being mature about it. And whatever emotions you felt during out this reading, that's understandable. We completely understand. And thank you for letting us aid you on your healing journey. All right. We can go to Power C, and it was an honor meeting you guys. And we'll, okay.
Wow. How does that make you feel? Like knowing that you can like consciously parent while being with someone who's like not conscious.
Um, there's a middle ground because you have to know when. I want to say like enough is enough because it's not equals give and take.
No, it's not. Sometimes you gotta walk away too. Um, how the situation is panning out in the moment. It's like you have to change with the moment, you know?
Yeah.
One way of doing things isn't gonna work all the time. It's like one of the four agreements. Always do your best. Your best will change from moment to moment. If you're tired, if you're not tired. So you have to be flexible to bend with the changes. Because one minute the child can love you, and the next minute the child can hate you, and you just can't put it together. Policy, welcome,
Somebody's grandmother's smirking in policy.
smirking.
Yeah. The grandma and my mom.
What are you getting from that?
somebody's grandma, somebody's mom passed. And
Okay.
you watch over them.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You're gonna get a good energy reading.
Oh, thank you. Policy, we have first house. The keywords, I have actions, desires, and immediately. So this pile, um, let's see, first house. I'm picking up when you are desiring change, you go after it. Ooh, you pick up anything, you go ahead and say it, honey.
They can manifest. They
Oh.
manifest their desires. And
Okay.
they take action to get them. People think that they don't put in the work, or there's some it's 50-50, some things that they overwork to get their desires, and some think that they don't do enough work to get their desires. But it doesn't matter what they think, because they know the person that's policy knows what they're doing to get their desires.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm. And here to help.
I know you are, my love. I'm here to help you too.
And
Projection. A lot of people have been projecting to you guys.
mm-hmm.
Yes. First house is associated with ascendant or rising sign, and a lot of people have been projecting onto y'all like crazy. All right.
I feel those are the ones that say they don't do enough work, because the people who are projecting onto the policy, they feel that they do too much work, and they're not at the criteria policy is at. So you got some haters, policy. You get some haters.
So I'm guessing you guys could teach a class on conscious parenting, from a place of freedom, a place of liberation, in the environment that you have created.
Mm-hmm. I feel that some of the people that watch you, policy, they see that your family is up to par and on fleek. Your job is up to par and on fleek. You miss no payments. You miss no back payments. You're not in debt.
Okay.
No back bills.
I'm hearing that they're not there yet. They will be there soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you getting your stuff together. Okay.
And people that are watching you, some of the people are jealous, so they project. When they leave your energy or the area that you are in, if you're around them, they say, "Why can't I be like her? I wish I was like her. I wish I had my stuff together." I'm jealous.
For him. Conscious parenting is not only feminine.
You're right.
So, oh wow.
Whether you're feminine, masculine, whether you're male, whether you're female, whether you're both.
Well, you're saying a lot of beautiful stuff, and the cards are supporting you. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Death card and the Six of Swords, and the cards say you're gonna die. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Oh shit! I'll see your cards over.
See you tomorrow. See you the next one.
Yeah, we're good. We're great. Okay.
Funny.
Oh my
I
bad.
love
I've been wanting to do that for the longest, y'all. Y'all can take a joke, but we good.
I love that show.
I did that for the mother pals for that the second pal. They'll be like, God
Yeah, they were picked up so fast. It was
damn.
sensitive. Okay.
There's no wrong with that. Okay, so you guys got some tough skin. Knight of Pentacles reversed. So I will intuitively read this. I'm feeling stuff is starting to pick up hella fast for y'all, but not only that, you are starting to experience the wealth that, or no, the abundance. I'm not going to say wealth, the abundance that you have so been desiring. And the example that you've been setting for your children and people watching you is that anything is possible. Your children have been watching you go through the mud and come up a lotus. And even if you don't feel that you are a lotus flower, but you are a lotus flower already out the mud, the thicket of the mud. You are a lotus flower in full bloom, and you don't see it right now, but your children are inspired by you because they're like, you've been through some shit, man, and you still you're still happy. You're not, your children are seeing examples of others who are just going through um trial after trial, and they're letting it beat them down. And your children are amazed at your strength. Then the death card is showing that you're not afraid to change. You can be resistant of it and you may not like it, but you go with it. And not being afraid to change doesn't mean you just, I love it. I'm open with it. You're flexible. You know, you have moments where you can get hard and stuck in place, but then you find a way to get out your own way. And the Six of Swords is saying you cutting bullshit off. You just, even though you're a very strong emotional warrior, you're just like, I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I can't do this. And your children are learning how to let shit go that don't serve them by watching you. So thank you. Pick up on anything?
I hear it right now, baby.
Well, Knight of Pentacles reverse. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Are you working very hard? Do you refuse to listen to reason? Are you surrounded by an aura of gloom and doom? These are indications it's time to find balance and make changes. I'm hearing this is what people have projected onto you. You getting that too?
Trust yourself.
Okay, I'm working on my intuition, y'all. I'm getting that not only have you been projected onto, you're not actually seeing the physical fruits of your labor. So you're starting to waver in between your faith. Um, and even though you're getting a message that things are about to pick up for you, and you can see your children can see it, you know, because children are a representation of what's going on in your home within yourself, first and foremost. You're kind of in a place where I don't see nothing happening. Um, it's like molasses. You're not able to see that things have actually picked up. Mm.
And there's one thing about that molasses. That motherfucker take his time, Lord Jesus. It take his time.
But it do eventually get there, don't it?
And it's so good and sweet and make believe.
It's so
Ooh, you're like molasses. Also, you like honey. I want to say like sugar, but I don't know. I need some pure sugar. Maybe you're like sugar that's pure.
Sugar cane, pure sugar cane.
We can take that. What would you describe me as?
I would subscribe. I was gonna subscribe. By the way, speaking of subscribe, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, and partake in all the festivities. I I think you're a fireball, like a shot of fireball,
A shadow?
a shot of fireball, and I love it.
Okay.
Fireball cinnamon whiskey, yeah, because you can be sweet, but you can also pack that punch if you need to.
Well, it's interesting that we're talking about how we can um you guys are becoming super self-aware, which is helping you change your outlook on how things have been going. So you can see that. So what? Eventually, you're getting to a place where you're going to be able to see that things are picking up for you. They just reveal themselves in the way you thought they should have. Uh, I heard someone overwork themselves, and now it's just like, dear God, what am I going to do with myself? Um, but you're changing your outlook just with the simplicity and simplistic ways so that you're able to finally see like, okay, you know what, what's just bad. Eh, well, I didn't get to do that today, but I did have some really bomb lemonade today, and that's a good thing. And that sweet taste, oh my gosh, you know. So it's like you're just appreciating the beautiful things.
Whoever's drinking that bomb ass lemonade, please pass me.
Major transformation, new beginnings, and it probably won't be easy. So you're being challenged in a way that's getting you outside your comfort zone, but at the same time, it's going to be totally worth it. The death card meaning in a tarot reading is about transformation, passage, and change. Basic symbols of a death card are death is a skeleton in black robes or armor. There may also be a scyther flag featuring a five-petaled rose. Uh, whatever. When the death card is upright in a tarot reading, it symbolizes transformation, making way for the new, loss, failure, illness, or death, and bad luck. That might all sound bad, but think of this as the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. You're in a time of transition, and it's best to embrace it, even if it's painful. It might be, but everything good is worth waiting for, and you're ready.
Mhm.
So I hope that that helped you.
I'm hearing a song out with the old in with the new shit. Yeah, 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 yeah. Out with the old in with the
I'm
new
hearing why it's have to be so goddamn painful, but whatever.
Why? Why you gotta be so rude?
Give me a fucking break.
Give me a break. Give me a. All right, no copyright.
So it's great for you to acknowledge that you. So even though you may not like the change, you're going through it in the way you're supposed to. Like if you're over guessing, second guessing everything you're doing, like should I be doing this? You need to be okay. Your intuition will tell you, do I need to do this? I need to do that. And a sign that you are on the right path is that your children are at peace. Okay. If your children, and even if you have out in the womb, is peaceful and right in the wave, and it's just like a beautiful experience, despite everything that's going on around you, that is a sign that all is going according to plan. Now, if there is dysfunction in the house, or let's say a child in the womb is like, just very rowdy, you're rowdy the normal, that's a sign you're out of alignment, okay? So the sign you're looking for, if there is peace with your children, they are a representation that you are in alignment, all right? When the Six of Swords is upright in a tarot reading, it can mean that you might be in a bad place right now, but you're moving towards something better. Things might have been difficult, sad, or depressing. You're moving to a more positive place and more hopeful conditions. The appearance of the Six of Swords may also indicate recovery, especially if you have experienced rough times. In troubled times, nothing matters at all. You just feel numb and just begin to recover. At times, the recovery may mean moving to new places. The Six of Swords card also represents travel and moving to new places, far from the truth. The travel or move could indicate an inner journey, a journey from one frame of mind to another. So, I hope that that gave you the courage you needed to just, I get it, your spirit, your hope for yourself, and your self-worth. And oh my bad, I got distracted. So yeah, it's a, you're like, things are speeding up even if you don't see it. Something just said stop focusing on how it's speeding up and try to just learn to be more in the moment. For example, I'm going to get some tea or make some veggies. We're changing our diet. So, well, I'm changing my diet, and not to anything in particular, just to what feels right for my soul. And if just being able to cook a nice meal can help you just like forget about the fuck shit happening around you, do that thing, man. It has been an honor doing your reading. My husband said expect positive energy from this pal. And dear God, you guys bought it. Like, okay. So your conscious parenting is beautiful. You obviously put in a lot of work to get to where you're at. And you're also accepting that just because you decide to consciously change your life and that of your children, that you may not always have the greatest support system, and that's okay. But you have learned how to become your own support system, which is very good for the kids. Very great for the kids watching and things like that. I know that you're making like stressful events look really easy to the outside world, but inside some of you want to scream. Just know, we got a card for you, and I made these. Gosh, I had fun making these. I was about to throw these out. My husband was like, "No, we put time and effort into these. Keep these." So you got benefits of mindfulness. I'm gonna copy these down. You can. I'll read them out too. Positive effects on the physical and mental health. So yeah, sometimes it can get overwhelming. Being the mature person in a room full of idiots. We're gonna keep them 100.
people who are subconsciously living and causing havoc and projecting into you, people who are consciously projecting onto you, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you're just like, whatever, I'm physically healthy, mentally healthy, promotes kindness, patience, and compassion for others. It's like there's compassion when you can laugh at these people, you know what I mean? And not hurt them because they're intentionally trying to hurt you because they're hurt. Okay. Let's be honest, that is compassion. You could hurt them by being aware, I see what your trigger is, and I'm going to call you out on it, just so you can give me 5 minutes of peace or something else. So you're just being like, whatever, I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole because you justify what you're doing for whatever goddamn reason you want to justify it for. Boost self-control. And I know wow, these motherfuckers got it. Doesn't really impact us long term. It impacts them more long term. We may feel it short term, but eventually, I hopefully, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Their children could be watching us. It increases attention and focus so we can focus on what really matters instead of focusing on fuck shit. And it encourages better decision making. You realize at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. My ego may say, hey, I want to blow some shit up right now. Like, I want to just like go off on them. I really want to give them a piece of their own medicine. I want to show them that they can't keep treating people like this. But you realize that even if it's going to hurt you. So you don't, you know what I mean? And my husband, he taught me how to be a bigger person. He taught me how to be graceful, okay? Because I used to be the Queen of Swords, and now I am a Queen of Cups. And I have to be honest with you, I did not think I could get to this place. This man here has helped me. So what I pulled for you is something that you should tell yourself. I deserve to be doing well. I deserve to be healthier. I deserve to be succeeding in my dreams. I deserve respect. I deserve true happiness. I deserve appreciation. I deserve to be valued. I deserve correct treatment. I deserve correct love. And you keep telling yourself that. You keep having your self-worth high. You have no idea how this is helping you. Okay? Let's say when bullying occurs in the school, your children will not succumb to high levels of suicide because of the example that you are setting for them.
Jesus.
What? No, think about it though. Like, seriously, how many people do you hear about wanting to commit suicide, wanting to go in and shoot the school up?
No, you're right.
The example you're setting is showing them that no matter what you do to me, you are not going to hurt me. Your kids are benefiting greatly from you. It's like you're in a place of dharma. And